Good evening, and once again, thank you for joining us this evening. This is our first show of raising awareness for our community and everybody out there. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Dizzy.
Jay Antonio.
Ralph Nervous.
And as I was talking about before, we took our commercial break. We were talking about our experiences and stuff. And my last one was a friend of mine years ago that he was having issues with a girlfriend. And like I said, suicide comes in all forms, family and all. So we were out and, we were having some drinks and stuff. Well, he had went out of my sight and then he had come back out. And the crazy thing is he was acting erratic. He came out of the bathroom acting erratic. And I didn't know at the time. I just thought from the alcohol. Well, I turned around, he was gone, and he jumps into his car and he takes off. Well, I try to stop him and I get in front of the car, dumb me. But, later on, he just takes off. And we were trying to get a hold of him. We couldn't find him whatsoever. And what happens is he was doing about 100 and some miles on the 91 freeway. And they ended up finding him the next morning, everything. And it wasn't that he just got into an accident. It's that he was so depressed of his situation. And he wouldn't sit and talk to me about it. He let the alcohol and they found the drugs in him take over that he just went out. And he didn't want to talk. I tried forever, talking about it and try to help him out. And that's what I like doing, is trying to at least listen and help people in that. And it was just so devastating to me. And even right now, thinking about that when you guys were, telling your stories, that brought me back, because that was a part that I'd forgotten, of that incident in my life. And that was a good friend of mine. And I'm just right now, I'll never forget about that. And it's stuff like that. Everybody has a good friend or a family member that tries to show, or you see, but you don't realize, and again, we can give them hope. We can help them change in some way, the best that we can. We can't change everybody, but we can try to do the best we can.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my condolences, man, for all that. How old did you say you were again?
I was probably 26. Yeah, a few years ago. It was back in the 90s. So, but yeah, it's just things need to change, and some people need to just get the information and try to help the best they can. And again, this is our topic is about suicide. And we all have different stories or family friends that we share, and people that we've talked to confide with us and share with us some of their stories. Ralphie over here has a real close friend that shared one with him that we were talking about, and it's real touching. So,
like I said, if you feel free to email us at monavisionlive@gmail.com, or Facebook, the page Raising Awareness, Monavision Live. There's all those that we can pass on that information to someone, or if we can't help, just through experiences. But a good buddy went ahead and asked us to share a story, and I'm just going to read what he wrote. Suicide is devastating. Sometimes you can't see it coming. Whose fault is it? Was it mine? Was it ours? Was it theirs? What could we have done different? Was there anything we could have done? Why didn't he talk to us? Why didn't anyone notice? Why didn't I notice? Didn't they know we loved them? Didn't they know everyone loved them? Didn't they love us or me? Why? 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 That suicide did to me coming up. That's what suicide did to me coming up on December 10th, the day my son took his life. It is very painful for all of us. That's how I feel every day. I don't know if it will ever change.
And I'm sure there's a lot of stories out there that come to home to a lot of people out there. And it doesn't have to be that way. And you can help put a stop to this, just by trying to understand a little more. Even if you were to research the aspects or the thinkings of people, why suicide? Suicide does come in different forms, and we did share up a little bit about that earlier on in our first segment of the show.
Yeah, those are questions asked by people the world over when they lose somebody. There's that big question, why? Some people don't leave a death note.
What could I have done?
Yeah, what could I have done as well? But here today in this show, we're trying to make a change. And we feel that we can do that by talking about hope. Hope, having that hope, holding on to that hope, believing that you can change, believing that you do have purpose. Make it a goal just to get out and smile, watch a funny movie, laugh. Another way to really do some self-healing is being generous. It doesn't mean you have to go out and feed the homeless, but you can join your community and take part in that. If you're feeling, really down, once again, talk to the National Suicide Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. There's opportunities within your community to go to a therapist as well. But start with one thing, and that one thing is hope. Remember, hope is always available. It's always there for you. You just have to look for it through the darkness. Another thing, too, about hope is that it's a hard thing to hold on to, because it takes work to hold on to that piece of hope. Why would you guys say that? Why is it hard to hold on to hope?
Hope sometimes I believe might take hard work. It might to dig yourself out of that hole. As you try to dig out, maybe you're making more of a mess. It's just piling up on you. There's other things. I believe it's just hard.
Yeah, or again, like people's life's challenges. Whether it's home or school, it's life in general. And like we were talking about teens. A lot of them feel guilty because maybe their parents are splitting up. Maybe they think they did something wrong. Maybe they're not getting the attention they think they should. There's a lot of aspects about that. And thinking negatively, that's the biggest thing is the negative. And today is just, they got to try to somehow kind of change that. And that, like I said, that's the biggest thing when my daughter would come home and talk to me about when she would deal with at school and talk to some of the kids there, is that most of the thing is the home. It's home. Because maybe they're not getting the attention or like they're coming from a 2-family home, 3-family home. You never know what it is nowadays. But, it's never them. If the kids are watching this, you should think it's not you. You'll make it worse if you think like this, but it's not you. It's always a parent. So, suicide is not the answer.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about the kids, probably a subject we'll go into more depth at another program is bullying. Kids being bullied. It's a form of oppression. It's not just a physical oppression, but it's a mental oppression as well. Women, domestic violence is another topic that we'll tackle. And men, hitting women and just mentally abusing them as well, or men being abused by women, which way it goes. All of those things can lead to suicidal thoughts. And, if you have a suicidal thought, get it out there. Get it out there. Talk to your parents, talk to, a friend and say, hey, you know what? I've just been so down. I feel like killing myself. And, let their love and connection help get you past that suicidal thought.
Well, there's hospitals too. There's police. You can call 911 and say you're going to do that. The worst thing they're going to do is keep you alive. And they're
churches. You can go
churches.
Talk to a local, go to and talk to a pastor or a priest or somebody. But it's even when you hear somebody joke about it. If you're joking about, oh my God, I'm going to kill myself. You got to kind of take it to heart and go, dude, just kind of listen to them after that, because sometimes they could be joking about it, but it's been in their mind. So, whatever it takes that you hear the little pinpoints, take it seriously, because today, especially in today's society and the way we're living it, it's not a joke.
I believe in that the person who's crying out for help, who they choose to say it to, whisper it to, kind of make innuendos somehow. Maybe they trust you. Definitely, they trust you to. So if you hear the jokes or the just casual, I'm down, or I don't know about, I'm getting tired, tired of being tired. I'm telling you, as a 38-year-old man myself, there's ups and there's a lot of downs, and then you make more bad decisions. You're talking about all the, and it just piles up on you. A lot of pressures in the world, a lot of things to live up to, and a lot of us falling short.
There's a lot to live for. That's what a lot of people don't realize. There's a lot to live for. And the suicide, I don't know how that word keeps kind of coming out there forever. But that's suicide. I mean, people losing their jobs and stuff, and you hear because of financial. Lose your job, it's financial, then it leads to your marriage, and then they're like, okay, life's over. Life's not over. It's how you make of it. You just got to think positive, and the negative part takes over, and then it starts interacting everything on the inside, and it just says, forget it. Life's done. I'm done with it. No matter what age. You can be 50, you can be 14, it don't matter. Everybody in between, they think that. Oh, I'm getting bad grades. Oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, I lost a job. It's the end of the world. No, it's not. That's the thing is we've all been there. I'm not gonna lie. I know I've been in my certain points, and it's popped in and out of my head. But you overcome it after a while when you start talking to the right people, and the negativity goes away. When you can talk to the right people and they help you get through certain things, then I think that's where mentally you clear up.
First thing is, if you talk about clear up, is if you eliminate the drugs and alcohol. If you're suicidal and you really want to change your life, you have to eliminate those to see if it's, not just those drugs, not just those influences, and try to build your own strength. I know it's easier said than done, but you have to eliminate those negative things that are killing you, costing you too much money, getting you in debt. Are you arguing with your spouse or your parents because you're stealing from them now? Because depending on what type of drug you're using, costs more money. And the guilt of stealing, the guilt of not paying your bills, drinking too much and whatever, partying. Like I said, having too much fun and not being responsible is a definite way to kill your self-esteem, feeling worthless. These are all personal things that I know. I could share it really well because that's just the trials of a man. It's the trials of a woman. That's human life is to want to succeed. And if you're not meeting the expectations of yourself, that you're downing yourself.
And I think really to kind of put a cap on it all, that's the whole point of this show, is to raise awareness. Start becoming aware of what's going on in your mind and what's going on in your community, what's going on with your friends,
family, schoolmates, cousins, distant cousins, Facebook friends. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Be aware. That's the point of this show. The more aware you become, especially self-aware on the inside, the more chance you have of seeing that light of hope.
So right now what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back we're going to close out our segment. Once again, this is Raising Awareness. We'd like to thank you guys for joining us this evening on our first show. We appreciate the feedback we're getting and we will get. So we will be right back.